Sonchan, who is a journalist at today's Zaman, which is the English language version of the Zaman newspaper. Thank you very much for coming on to RT this evening. It's good to see you. Firstly, I understand that you're an anchor at the moment, but what can you tell us about the situation at the newspaper? Have you been able to speak to colleagues?
Yeah, I'm in Ankara, as you said, and we are expecting a police raid, as it happened yesterday in Istanbul, in our main headquarters. As you know, yesterday, Turkish government ordered the police forces to raid Zaman Daily, which is best-selling newspaper of Turkey, to take over the management. And the police forces yesterday raided our building, and they fired tear gas and used water cannon to disperse the crowd, our readers, who came there to support us and to share their solidarity for their newspapers. And now in Ankara, we are expecting the police force to come and take over our building as well in Istanbul.
Can you describe what happened on the premises last night at the actual newspaper itself? Because we saw the protests, we saw people getting dispersed from the streets there, but what actually happened inside?
Unfortunately, first of all, I would like to say that this is the end of democracy for Turkey. I'm very sorry. Yesterday, that day was shameful for Turkish democracy, for rule of law, for freedom of expression. As you know, in Turkey in the last months, President Recep Tayyip Erdogan has been trying to silence all the critical media. A couple of months before, firstly, İpek Media Group, another prominent media group in Turkey, the government confiscated their newspapers and TV channels. Then some of the other critical TV channels were dropped out from the satellite. And yesterday, at the end, the nation's best circulating newspaper, Zaman Daily, was seized by the Turkish government. And as I said before, yesterday night, police forces came to our building in Istanbul, to our headquarters, and they tried to disperse the crowd who is supporting us. They were all our readers. They used tear gas and water cannon. Then they stormed to our building, and they confiscated our newspaper unlawfully, unfortunately.
What will happen, or what will you do tonight then, considering that you're expecting the police to try and presumably remove the management that's currently at today's Zaman, which is, just for our viewers, is the English language version of the Zaman newspaper. What action will the staff take? Do you think it will be a sort of a passive takeover? Will there be a demonstration? Will there be resistance?
This is very sad, but we have nothing to do, because there is no court that we can fight for our rights, because all the courts in Turkey are under the control of President Recep Tayyip Erdogan. And I can easily say that the Turkish constitution was suspended by President Recep Tayyip Erdogan. A couple of days before, he said that the President of the Republic of Turkey said that I'm not recognizing the situation. If the President doesn't recognize the situation, the constitution, what can citizens do to defend their rights?
So what will you do, Emre?
We have nothing to do.
Emre, well, what will you do? Will you continue to work at the newspaper, even though I suppose you would expect its editorial position to change, or will you resign? What's the main feeling amongst your colleagues and yourself?
It's impossible to continue to work in Zaman Daily, because the trustees who were assigned by the government will fire us. A couple of days later, they will fire us. All of us will be fired from the newspaper. But if they don't, of course, we will resign, because it's impossible to work with the government. We will not write what they want. We will not kneel in front of the repressive Turkish government.
OK, Emre, we have to leave it there. But look, very good to talk to you. Thanks for giving us details on what's happening this evening, too. That was Emre Sonchan, a journalist from today's Zaman newspaper. Thank you.
Thank you.